Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. And hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is the one-way gate to hell. I want to taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions. They blocking your vision, but no, you can't listen. That shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not, think a straight kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. Yeah, maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back?
I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went and pissed it away. I ain't fucking okay, I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck in for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah, rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat from the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole damn week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million motherfuckers that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family, from a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my devil when I knew enough to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to run my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My day really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. I'm a slave for you. Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a goddamn mess. Hopeless, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my devil when I knew enough to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My day really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the December 10th, 2020 episode of the Cyber and Security stream. The Friday, chill, ASMR version. Are you kidding me? This is Hype Friday. This is Hype Friday. We get hyped up in this place. Thank you for joining me this morning. My name is Neil Bridges, and always thank you for joining me today. Somebody block Ramg Tech channel from chat. Ban his ass because he is spamming. Seriously, like, that's not how you get your channel recognized. In like that's like exactly what you don't do. Like, period. Like, whatever you just saw there in chat, that's like what you don't do. Like, for real. Like, are we really going to start Friday morning with this? Jesus, come on. Welcome to all of our new joiners as well as our regular visitors. Real conversations with real people right here. That is direct from one of our guests. You can catch us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on the Cybersecurity channel. This is our Friday morning Tea with a Hacker. Chill, AMA, Ask Me Anything stream. I got told I needed to stay above this comment, but I can't help it. The soapboxes are starting to roll in this morning already. I've been told I'm a little loud. Multiple times that I'm a little loud. Why is Neil yelling at the mic? It's not yelling at the mic. I'm hyped. I'm intense. I love you all. I love cybersecurity. And this is my evangelical love for cybersecurity that is pouring out to each and every single one of you. And if my volume is a little loud, they make these volume buttons that you could turn down. Because I am definitely not doing a whispering into your mic, ear-licking ASMR stream on Friday morning. Stand up, Neil. Stand up. You want... Just kidding. This is our short format, so I will run through our intro super fast. We do have moderators in chat, as you can see by the massive amount of bans coming through. Jesus, please be respectful of the channel. Please be respectful of the mods, right? I want to personally thank all my mods each and every stream for their dedication. Moderators are here to keep chat free of sexist, racist, misogynistic, elitist, and otherwise toxic behavior. Right? I do trust my moderators explicitly. Their decision is final. If you're put on a timeout or a ban, you appeal to them, not to me. They are not here, however, to stifle chat. This is an inclusive stream. We love to hear from literally everybody. And so your questions and opinions do matter to us. They do matter to us. With that being said, this is our AMA stream. I will be answering any questions on stream. When I talk about any questions, anything career related, anything cybersecurity related, big picture related, anything from technical details all the way up to big picture. Try to answer all sorts of walks of life questions. I am the Chief Content Officer of INE, and while this is not an INE sponsored or dedicated stream, I will answer INE questions with the caveat that they are my personal opinion and they're not being spoken to on an official capacity of INE. That being said, want to ask me about my health, want to ask me about my hair. I know there's some hair conversations going around for some reason. Apparently some people are interested in hair pics of Neil. Happy to chat. Before I get started, this is Tea with a Hacker. I've got 2 mugs of tea. I want to give a huge shout out to Chris Frazier. Thank you so very much for the Christmas gift, buddy. This morning we are rocking some nice masala chai in my brand new mug that Chris got for me for Christmas. You're a true friend. I do appreciate it. Thanks so very much. Real quick, before we get too much into that, when I talk about asking questions, we do ask that you ask your question only once. Only once. Asking it more than once may be considered spamming and might result in a timeout or a ban, as you can see from the previous actions, right? I promise the moderators do see your question. We do make sure that we try to get as many questions asked in our time together on stream together because I care so much about you all. We will do our absolutely best to answer as many questions as possible. We do have giveaways. This is Friday. Friday is our resupply Friday. We've got actually 2 different sponsors for today's giveaways. obviously Josh Mason is giving us a giveaway for tonight as well for the cyber supply drop, but we also have a community donated giveaway as well. We'll give a huge shout out to CyberSec Mom. If you see CyberSec Mom in chat or in Discord, make sure you thank her. She has donated 3 Try Hack Me vouchers as well for all of you as well. So we do got a huge giveaway for everybody today. Couple stream related notes before I jump right into questions, right? We did miss 2 streams this week. You know, I told you all coming off of last week's or 2 weeks ago Thanksgiving stream that the holidays are always a really rough time. Businesses are trying to close out books. There's obviously a ton of bookings that are trying to be done across a multitude of businesses. Budgets are closing out the end of the year. If you're a pen tester, you're probably trying to get in those last minute pen tests, you know, at the end of the year as well. And so, you know, the year-end holidays are always super rough. Remind everybody to be flexible on the schedule. Pay attention. Make sure you're in Discord. Now's a great time to remind everybody, hit ! Discord. You're going to want to be in there for the giveaways anyway, but also we have a stream notifications and a channel info page where we do post up if we have last minute changes to schedules. You know, obviously we're trying to get people in for interviews as much as possible. We'll keep you abreast as we continue to push through the December craziness as well. Regardless of who sponsors the giveaways, we do ask that you hit those ! Partners. Our partners on this channel do provide prizes and discounts for you all. This includes At Root Beverages, Cyber Supply Drop, Query.ai does their annual INE Premium Pass giveaway, which I think we're due for a December. I was looking at the numbers. I tell you what, depending on how the numbers go, we may do Query.ai's monthly INE Premium giveaway today. Maybe we'll wait a little while for that one. We'll see. We'll see how the numbers do today. We'll see if we get enough hype in there. My ask definitely, right, is that partners obviously partner with us because they want to get their name out there, right? And they're willing to give you free stuff to get their name out there. Right? I wouldn't support them if I didn't believe in their technology. I wouldn't work with them if I didn't believe in their company and their ethos. I wouldn't work with them if I didn't believe that they had something to give back to you. Right? That's my promise to you as a professional, is that I only bring qualified companies here that actually have something of value to you. So for example, Attack IQ gives you free purple teaming and MITRE training. So whether you're a blue team or a red team or whatever the case is, you should be going over to Attack IQ and taking free training. Because what is rule number 1? Rule number 1 is do the free stuff first. Right? And so as a result, we do ask that you hit those ! Partners, do support our partners as they do provide prizes and discounts every single week for you all. Awesome. I think that's it. I think that's all the really big things. We will be doing our monthly job, our monthly LinkedIn and resume review. Let's look at the calendar. Let's decide that one really quick. I tell you what, we'll do that one on the 13th. We'll do that one this Monday, the 13th. I'm looking at the calendar. That is actually no. Let's bump that one. Let's bump that one to the 20th. That's right before the Christmas holiday season. We'll do that one. So Monday the 20th. I'll set that one on stone. We'll go ahead and add that one to the calendar. But Monday, December 20th, we're gonna do our December resume and LinkedIn review. Okay. So what does that mean? What that means is, if you've been sitting on your resume and your LinkedIn and you want to get it reviewed, right? You do need to be you do need to be the appropriate mentorship tier for it, which I'm terrible. I can't remember. I think it's a Narwhal Prime. I think it's the Narwhal Prime that has access to it. You do need to be that membership tier on YouTube to do it, but you can drop your resumes and LinkedIn's into a special channel on Discord called the Resume Review Channel. And on the 20th, we will sit there. We'll sit here with some nice cup of joe. Sit here and go through and review everybody's LinkedIn and resumes. Since I missed last month, here's my promise to you. I won't pull up a 24-hour stream, but if it takes us 3 hours to get through those resumes and LinkedIn's, I promise you, we'll get through last month's and we'll get through this month's resumes and LinkedIn's. That's my promise to you all. Let's make that one a hype stream and let's crush through some resumes and LinkedIn's. Let's get it done. Just because I see this one, any advanced stuff that you go through, I presume you're talking about the LinkedIn and the resume stuff. If you're wondering what you can go through ahead of the LinkedIn and resume review, go check out the playlist. That's the Ultimate Career Advice playlist. It has it has my branding episode. It has my LinkedIn branding episode. It has my LinkedIn hacking episode. It has my resume episode, hacking episode 1 and 2, where I go in depth on the grading criteria that I use for the resumes. Okay. And so I think that those are, kind of key parts of my playlist for you to go through as well. There is also a template, a resource on cyberinsecurity.tv under resources that you can self-grade yourself on both of those as well, so that you can, again, kind of self-assess before rolling into that. That way you can get the most out of it as well. All right. Oh, that was a great series to watch. Thank you so much, Rami. I appreciate it too. That's why we put it in a playlist, right? We felt like that was like at a minimum, right? You can go watch all the old resume LinkedIn review videos, and those are definitely helpful. But if you watch at a minimum the LinkedIn hacking and the 2 resume review hacking, so 3 videos that are in that Ultimate Career Advice playlist, those are the ones that I think are like a minimum that you need to watch, to get your LinkedIn and your resume in order. See BSEC in there, lurking, listening, and driving. BSEC with the lurking, listening, and driving. Thank you so much, BSEC. Be safe on your way into work. All right, let's hit some of these questions. I know it's 3 a.m. in the morning for Mr. Brian Godfrey. As a learning exercise, as much as a practice thing, is it worth registering a domain name and then hosting that domain in web, email, on-prem, or is it too risky, too much hard work? So let's talk about this, right? Because Brian, I think this also relates to kind of your second question as well, right? About what you do with an old laptop. I believe in objective-based experiments, if you will, right? When you talk about exercises and whether you want to do something like that, I very much believe in being objective-based about it, right? So case in point, the cyberinsecurity.tv. It was never in the books. We never talked about doing cyberinsecurity.tv, but as I started to preach more and more about the cloud, talk about the importance of cloud, I wanted to do some more cloud hacking videos. It's led into, I'm doing the day 12, the cloud hacking video for Advent of Cyber. I realized that I needed to personally do more stuff in the cloud. And so I thought to myself, I said, self, what is the best way for me to do something in the cloud? And what the best way for me to do something in the cloud was to just start doing what I would normally do in the cloud. And so that started with, standing up a website, standing up Route 53, putting it behind a WAF, putting it behind load balancers, getting my Elastic engine to where it would take data from CloudTrail and CloudWatch and moved it over into my Elastic Stack and things like that. And so that's that mentality. That's also how I looked at NFTs, right? When I talk about doing things with NFTs, right? It's not just reading whatever's out there on the page when it comes to NFTs, but it's actually like creating an NFT. And for those who sat in Discord with me while I created some of the first cybersecurity NFTs and was learning about the technology, and as I continue to experiment with that in the metaverse, that's how I learn. And so when you talk about as a learning exercise, is it worth doing? When you ask me, I very much believe in the hands-on piece. Right. And so I have to do to learn. And so if there's an objective that you have with this, Brian, absolutely. I think it's worth doing, but I personally would wrap objectives around it and decide what is it that I want to accomplish through this type of learning exercise. Right. So that is that's my advice on that one. Paranor and California, thank you for the Narwhal Prime membership. I appreciate both of you as well. I can't talk about internships. I did have that on the Carmen and I did our walk this morning, and I did have it that I wanted to talk about internships, but I want to answer some of these questions first and get through some of these questions. Let's see what else we got here. Conran says, would you think it will help? Do you think it will help my resume if I had POS troubleshoot for more technical skills that I do at my workplace? Absolutely, and I know what it is that you do for for work right now, and I think that absolutely would help. But I also think that I would translate those skills into the security side of things, right? Especially since you're dealing with point of sale systems. Talk about the PCI DSS type of framework and how you're validating for making sure that they're not tampered with, still in compliance, yada yada yada, things like that. So this was your other question, Brian. I dug out an old laptop, Windows XP. Should I keep it at that for training or prox market, or would be more valuable in a home lab environment? Again, be objective based with it, right? I've got several old laptops sitting around here. My first take, right, when I think about doing something with an old laptop, right, my first take is things like I want to try to figure out, like I've got an old 2018 or 2019 MacBook Pro sitting over here. One of the things that I recently thought about doing was sitting down and taking that MacBook Pro and reviving the old FDCC, so the Federal Desktop Computing Compliance, for those old folks who remember the FDCC from back in the day. They used to have a great write-up from them and from the NSA on how to utterly lock down a MacBook Pro. Like, legitimately, you're going to take it into one of the worst, espionage locations in the world, and how do you lock down a MacBook Pro? And so I've thought about reviving that kind of project, right? And really trying to do that with that old laptop. That's the type of thing. And I guess this gets back to what I was saying right now, right? Which is be objective based about what it is that you want to do. Don't just do something just for the sake of doing it. Think about an objective that you want to learn. Maybe this is the instructor in me, but create a learning objective for yourself and do it. All right. That's my take on that one. Pedro says, I have no talent with command line, still learning. How can I become employable? Please, some other advice other than get good. Well, you've come to the right place. We would never, ever, this is not the place we tell you to get good. As a matter of fact, one of the mantras of the stream is no toxicity. We don't believe in try harder. We don't do try harder here. So you do not have to worry about anybody in this channel telling you to get good. But if you want practice with hands-on, go get hands-on practice with Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Range Force, Blue Team Labs Online, cyberdefenders.org, stand your own stuff up in AWS or Azure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and go practice your hands-on. The hands-on component, right, is important. And I can't stress this enough. This is some of the mentality that I've brought to INE. This is why we bought Pen Tester Academy, is to really strengthen up that lab portion of what it is that we do. And so I can't stress enough how important the hands-on component of all of this is. I keep pulling my shirt back. This shirt, so for those who didn't know, we do have a merch store. You can get to it. I think ! merch still works. And there's also a link on the YouTube channel. I bought this when we first did merch almost a year ago, and I keep having to pull it because I've lost so much weight. I need to buy some updated merch, because it's like, look, if I do this, you see how big this is around my neck? I can't believe how much weight I've lost. God. Okay. I do love our cyber insecurity merch. All right. Sorry, distraction. You can tell what kind of morning it is. Neil's getting distracted this morning. I'm posting handwritten. This is from Ariz Sheik. Apologize if I mispronounced your name, Ariz. I'm posting handwritten notes on cybersecurity on LinkedIn for 365 days. Is that a good idea? I think that's definitely unique. Absolutely. Thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop your LinkedIn into the LinkedIn Connection Lounge on Discord. I think that's cute. Good job. Good job. I really can't even say too much about that other than that's awesome. Cool flex. Cool flex. I think that's definitely unique. So to say it's a good idea, I think it's to say it, yeah, it's a good idea. Good job. Just wanted to say this from Brother Zeus. Just wanted to say I'm still new here, but every time I start to burn out on learning, I just have to come watch you for a bit and reignite my drive again. Thank you, Neil and chat. Thank you, Brother Zeus. I appreciate the comment. We have a couple, we believe in, so for those who are new here, right? For those who are new, we believe in the positive attitude, right? You'll never hear any of us say try harder unless we're joking with you, mostly out of jest, right? We believe in supporting people through positivity. Most of us, a lot of us, came up in a time where cybersecurity is still very negative, right? In cybersecurity, there's still a lot of egos and a lot of negativity in cybersecurity right now. I know that there's a lot of easy ways to get discouraged in cybersecurity. Carmen and I were talking about entry-level jobs this morning on our walk this morning. And obviously I watch a lot of things that happen on LinkedIn. I watch a lot of people's posts on LinkedIn, everything from, the people praising job employers for opening up entry-level job positions, things like that, right? I know it's hard, and I know it's easy to get discouraged in this game. And that's why I wanted to do a community that was built around positivity, which is why we don't tolerate toxicity, which is why we don't tolerate, toxic, behavior in this chat, is because I think that everybody needs to have a place where they can come get the encouragement they need in a world that seems gray, in a world that seems like you're never going to get a job in cybersecurity, when it feels like the industry is against you. Come to a place where I can tell you, we can give you positive stories. We can talk about how it's not against you. We have success story after success story after success story of people in this community who have gotten jobs, right? Gotten jobs. And I still, it's hard for me to say. And it's hard for me to say because I don't believe, I don't believe that we've been as successful as we have been, and it'd be from a hard to believe perspective. But people get jobs because they've been here. They've listened to the advice that we've given. We have people who are willing to bend over backwards to help you. I've written letters of recommendations for numerous people in the community to help them get jobs. I've been references to people in the community to help them give jobs. I put people in contact with people to help them give jobs. And that's just me. BSEC, Chris, Josh. Yes, we have 3 Joshes, right? Everybody in this community is so willing, right? We've got folks who work for EDR vendors who have tried to help you get roles in other EDR companies, right? We've got so many people here who want to help you succeed. And there's no shortcut to success. And there's no, how do I get into cybersecurity? And you just come here and we give you like the one piece of advice and you get into cybersecurity. When you look at the people who have succeeded here, when you look at the people who are winning here, they're winning here because they're part of this community. They're winning here because they're not just coming here for like the one tip that's going to help them. They're not coming here just for the giveaways and then they bounce out because they didn't win one time, right? It's because of this. It's because we're banding together to fix the cybersecurity problem, right? And so thank you, right? As much as you want to say thank me, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of this community. I couldn't thank you enough. I do this every single time I turn this camera on for you all. And nothing makes me prouder to do it. That if you listen to the end of the statement, right? If you listen to the end of the statement, when we give our intros, our non-short intros, I will continue to deliver you content as long as I can because I believe in you. I believe in you. I really do. But thank you. Thank you so very much. Sorry, soapbox on that one. Thank you so very much for that one. Back to the questions. Mitch Sequel says, good day, Neil. I just wanted to let you know I just got myself a pen tester job and will start per March. I'd like to thank you in this community for helping me overcome my imposter syndrome. Thank you. For those who need a little boost, need a little help, hit that exclamation point imposter in chat. You can go get a video on imposter syndrome. That'll help you out with that. So 11-minute video. It's super easy. You'll get 4 actionable things that you can do to defeat your imposter syndrome. I believe in you. Congratulations. Good job. If Amoeba can do it, anybody can. We give Josh a crazy amount of crap. Right? He's been with us for God, I think a year now. How did a hair get in my mouth? It's because of all that ASMR cyber and security stream that I've been doing. If Amoeba can do it, anybody can do it. Yes, Josh has been a true inspiration. Anyway, I can't do that for a whole stream. I just can't. I can't do that for a whole stream. I don't know how I can do that. No way. Yeah, I mean, if you're not connected to Josh on LinkedIn, hopefully you've seen it through somebody's post. Huge congratulations to Amoeba. He's in his 2nd week now as a consultant for EY. He was one of the interns, and I hate to say was because I truly enjoyed having him around. As an intern, he was really awesome. But he did it. He did it. He went from being a banker. A year ago, he was a banker. Now he's a consultant for a Big Four, doing threat resiliency, threat hunting, things like that. It is possible. He doesn't have a degree. Listen to me, folks. Josh, I hope you don't mind me ratting you out for this one, right? Amoeba doesn't have a degree. Amoeba doesn't have 900 certs. And we got him a job at EY, being a consultant. When I say these things, when I say that you can get a job like this, it is because it's possible. We are proving it week in and week out. Week in and week out. Here we go. Hey, Neil, I love cybersecurity, but also just took a string interest in programming, specifically C++. I think DevSecOps is a good path. I think DevSecOps is an awesome path. 10 of 10 supports that role. More power to you. More power to you for being able to do C++. Not my cup of tea. I was never really good with that. Never really good with that. Joseph says, I was offered a SOC job last night starting in Jan and moving from a net admin position. Any advice for a smooth transition? If you're going to SOC analyst, I would highly encourage you to go to BTLO, right? Blue Team Labs Online. Go to Range Force, especially if you know what technology, whether it's Splunk, Elastic, anything like that. Go get some of that training. If it's Elastic, if you're going to be doing a SOC analyst role with Elastic, hit exclamation point Elastic in chat, Joseph, and go take the 30 days of free Elastic access that you get, and go learn how to do Elastic with that one. So congratulations. Keep up the learning, right? Be prepared to strap on the seatbelt and get rocket shipped around as a SOC analyst. I think SOC analyst jobs are one of the crazy, busiest types of roles that you can have in cybersecurity. So congratulations. You mentioned before that you were in prior service. How long were you in? I served 10 years, Hockey Freak. I served 10 years. I probably would have stayed in longer. I blew out my knee playing football, and I tried for several years to get back into it, but regrettably, I never could make it work. So 10 years. Remind everybody, hit that exclamation point Discord. You are going to want to be in Discord when we do the raffle. So I will just kind of remind everybody to hit those exclamation point Discords and make sure that you are in Discord. Michael says, rookie red teamer, primary objective equals professional development. What are some good questions the rookie could ask when interviewing for an OffSec role? Ask about how often you'll get to present your pen test report to senior leaders in the business. If you're talking about your objective as being professional development, you don't want to talk to your technical peers. If you want to do professional development in an OffSec role, do a pen test. If you're working in a manufacturing environment, do a pen test and brief the SVP of supply chain. Brief the CFO, right? Brief the business line leaders, right? If you're looking for professional development, make them care. When you can make them care, instead of saying, lols, I hacked your Active Directory server, there you go. That's your professional development right there. Best advice I can give you right there. Can you please refer me to a site which helps in exploring various fields of cybersecurity? Stay tuned at ine.com. As we release career paths, it'll help you. As we release career paths, it'll help you. Otherwise, everybody's got their own personal opinion, including myself. Do you know of any good resources? Crinklecut says, do you know of any good resources for writing pen test notes, taking notes, or pen test note taking and reports? I think everybody teaches it differently. I've used everything from Vim, believe it or not, to OneNote. I think there's Notion that's out there now. You know, I don't listen. When I learned how to take notes, and maybe this is one of those times where, like, if you can go to the content suggestions section on Discord and drop this as a content suggestion, I can look to try to make a video dedicated to this. But I don't think it's not necessarily about what you use to write notes, but it's more like the mentality you have when you write notes. So when I was in the military, right, one of my first jobs, I did a ton of deployed communications, right? And we had to keep an MSL, or a master station log, right? And basically what a master station log is it's like you write down a time, and then you write down notes about what happened in that previous hour, in that previous 4 hours, or in that previous 8 hours, right? Whatever the time is for the MSL. And I kind of took that, and that's what I applied to my personal note-taking mentality, right? Which was, if I run an Nmap scan, right, I'm going to type in the time, 0904, right, which is the time that it is right now, ran Nmap scan, and I would copy and paste the Nmap scan that I ran into my note. And then as soon as the Nmap scan came back, I would then take the results of that Nmap scan, and I would say, Nmap scan returned successful, here are the results. Right? And so that's the level of detail that I would do in a lot of my notes, because when we would do ops in the Air Force, right? The reason we had to do those ops that way in the Air Force was if something happened, right? If a box got tipped over, if all of a sudden an implant didn't work, if all of a sudden we saw the defenses rise, right? If there was some indicator that we had been caught on net, that level of detail helped us to understand what it was that we did at that moment or prior to that moment that got us caught on net. And so that was the mentality that I had when I learned how to take notes. And so I think probably a good video for this when it comes to resources isn't the which note-taking tool do you use or things like that. It's the mentality you have as to like how do you get into that mentality that says this is the mentality that you go through in terms of note taking, and that is probably worthy of a YouTube video or a live stream all together. I see people spamming exclamation point raffle. Not sure why you're doing that right now. There is no raffle going on right now, unless one of the mods is running a raffle that I don't know about. So please don't spam exclamation point raffle for no reason to spam exclamation point raffle, because then it's mob rule, right? And everybody all of a sudden is doing it, and you're going to get banned. I'm just saying, you're going to get banned. If you think it's a joke, like, the mods will legit ban you if you're like spamming raffle for like no real need to spam raffle. Just saying. I mean, if you don't want to participate in the giveaway, like maybe I'll wait for the mods to ban all of you and then like run the raffle so you can't enter it. I mean, is that like what you're going for? Come on now. Let's be a little mature this morning, all right? Let's be a little mature this morning. I mean, seriously. Like, is this the kind of morning we're going to have this morning? All right. What problems do you see with dead drop pen drives if I use a live Linux distro? Pedro Gonzalez, not sure the use case that you've got for that one. If you can ask that one again with a use case around it. If you're talking about just for like a red team engagement, a pen test engagement, it's fun exercise, but kind of lame. I don't think it's really that beneficial. Vibester says masters in cybersecurity. You're talking to somebody who doesn't put a whole lot of credit into, the university education system. So, yeah. Not somebody you want to ask about a master's degree, because I don't believe in them. What's your opinion about PMPT? I don't have one. I'm neither for or against. Haven't taken it, haven't researched it, don't know anything about it. Seems to be getting good reviews. I'll let the community decide. Neutral on it. How do you take effective notes when learning something new, and what's your favorite note-taking app? OneNote Now. OneNote Now is my favorite note-taking app, and I just, try to, take as much notes to help me remember as much as possible. I'm not really good on note taking when I learn stuff, because I get into rabbit holes super easy, and then I stop taking notes because I'm consuming so much. I'm probably the worst note taker when it comes to learning. Probably the worst note taker when it comes to learning. Oh, see, this is all. I love this. Evan, thank you so much for asking this question. This is the questions. I love this one. Love this type of question right here. Thank you so much. How was your holiday? It was good. I played 2 days worth of golf. I'm hoping I can get some golf in December, but it's been pretty cold here. I'm excited to go play golf in. I'll tell you this right now. I'll be in Tampa in January. I'll let you know the dates later on, but Gordon Lawson from Net Abstraction invited me to go play golf with the CISO at MGM, the folks who run all the hotels in Vegas. I met the CISO at MGM in Vegas for Black Hat this year. He's going to end up being on the stream at some point in time. He's a super cool individual, and I'm super excited to have him on the stream. But I'm actually going to go play golf with Gordon, the CISO of MGM, and another CEO or CISO, I don't know, sometime in January. And so I'm hoping that on the other side of Christmas, I can get some nice golf in down in Tampa. But if anybody's in the Tampa area, I'll let you know when and where, and perhaps we may do a Tampa-based cyber and security meetup while I'm there. Just because I saw this one at the top. I'm in Tampa. I hope you have a great time down there. I love Tampa. Carmen and I have frequented Tampa quite a bit. We're not going to make it to Tampa this year for Christmas, but TPC Tampa is one of our favorite courses to play down there. You can see I've changed out the Samuel L. Jackson poster. I actually put the Samuel L. Jackson poster right there. But I've put like a little golf ball rack right here with all the golf balls from all the courses I've played at this year. Right here. So, starting to keep a nice little collection of places I've played. I love random questions. Thank you so very much for that. If somebody wanted to talk to you about advice one-on-one, is that something you offer as a service? Sorry for sending it a second time, but I sent it initially before fish type. That's okay. It's all right. It happens. Where's Beard Sec? If anybody's in Discord, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Hit me up. Hit me up. If this is what you want, hit me up in Discord. I'm thinking about changing how I do this in 22. I don't have a solid plan for it right now, but I'm thinking about changing this up for 22. But yes, we can talk. Can you please share some resources to learn about NFTs? Not yet. I don't really have any resources other than like what I keep on my phone, honestly. When it comes to NFTs, I've just been doing some research. I wouldn't call myself an NFT expert, by any stretch of the imagination. Here's what I'll tell you. I'm not on the $50 million pixel art bandwagon by any stretch of the imagination. I'm trying to look at NFTs from the utility perspective, right? If you've been in sub chat, right? And so for those who don't know, we have a voice chat on Discord called Subscriber Chat. If you're a Narwhal Prime or higher, you have access to that chat. I would highly encourage you to take advantage of that benefit if you're not already taking advantage of that benefit, right? But if you've heard me talk about it in Discord, in Subscriber Chat, oftentimes I talk very frequently about what is the utilitarian behind an NFT. Do I think it's cool that you can create a GIF or a JPEG or a PNG or whatever the case is and share it on Twitter? Do I think it's cool what Twitter's doing with making them unique on their profile? I do. I think it's cool, right? 2 thumbs up. I think it's cool. I like the utility behind the NFTs better, and that's what I'm researching a ton of, right? Is the utilitarian behind the NFTs. And so things like there's a project out there called Mintgate. That's the one that I can think of off the top of my head, Mintgate, where it allows you access to exclusive content that you can only get access to via an NFT. Right. And so the previous question that we had before, right, which was, Neil, how do we get some one-on-one time with you? If I really, really wanted to, do something, exclusive and unique for a small group of mentees, right, where I wanted to put together a PowerPoint presentation that only mentees could have access to, right, or a video that only mentees could have access to, right, an NFT project would be a great way, using something like Mintgate, where my mentees could have access to, some specialized stuff that their NFT was the key to get access to that stuff. And so it's that type of utilitarian stuff. That's what interests me about NFTs. And that's honestly where most of my resources and learning are coming into learning about them. Gary V, I watched Gary V do his VFriends project. And even if you use that as a use case, right, what he did with VFriends, I think that's a fantastic use case. I looked at that use case and I was like, okay, that's a use case that I could totally get behind right there, right? See, we got a bunch of people coming over from Jerry's stream this morning. Thanks everybody for heading over from Jerry's stream. Hope you got some good threat intelligence, first thing in the morning with Jerry. Glad to see he's doing that. Totally support him. Make sure you go over and support Gerald Auger on Simply Cyber. Neil, do you do work in the nonprofit sector? I do. That's a little bit vague, but yeah, I do some work in the nonprofit sector. Hit me up if there's something specific you're interested in. Sorry, I got lost in my question pool here. Do you think there will be less cybersec or IT jobs in the future due to strong movement towards cloud and on-prem solutions? Absolutely not. I do not think there will be less cybersecurity roles. Listen, we got jobs for a while. we got jobs for a while, right? If you're worried about there being a downturn of cybersecurity roles, your eyes aren't open to what's happening in the world. There is so much going on in the world. No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried by any stretch of the imagination. All right. So since we got a whole bunch of people coming over from Jerry's stream, I think now's a fantastic time to do a giveaway, but I think I need to set it up because I don't think I set it up this morning while I'm here. See, this is where I really need to have like a co-host with me, somebody I could like pass it off to while I set up the giveaway really quick. So I'm just gonna like sit here and like ramble for half a second while I set it up for Streamlabs. I need Jeopardy music. That's actually what I need. I should do. I shouldn't do this while Jerry's here. Jerry's watching me do this. I give him crap for it. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got in a giveaway pool. We do got some. We got what we got here. Where's my Josh Mason text? There it is. 1 month try hack me. Awesome. We got some 1 month try hack me here. 1 month try hack me. All right. We'll go ahead and start that giveaway. We're going to go ahead and start the giveaway for a 1 month try hack me voucher. You definitely, absolutely have to be in Discord. You're going to message me in Discord when I announce your name as winner. Your Discord name does need to match your YouTube name. And let's answer some questions. Let's answer some more questions. We're only going to give away one of these for now. I've got 4 to give away. We're gonna divvy them out, and again, numbers are looking good. I tell you what, if we crest over 200 concurrent viewers on Tea with a Hacker before I decide to call it quits, I'll give away an INE premium sub. We're at 178 right now. Fire up those bots. How long should I wait before taking a higher paying offer when current company literally just paid for my SANS training? If you don't have a rule that says that you'll pay for that training back, listen, this is going to sound horrible, right? I'm glad they paid for your training. You don't owe them anything. If you're not under any obligation to pay that training back, JDE, you don't owe them anything, right? You have to gauge whether you wanting to be at that company or taking a higher paying offer should have nothing to do with one singular thing, like they paid for my SANS training, right? Do you like the culture? Do you like the atmosphere? Do you like the job? Is it satisfying you? Does it meet your Pavlov's hierarchy of needs when it comes to jobs? Those are questions you should be asking, right? If you're feeling guilty because they just paid for your SANS training, get it out of your head. You know, they'd replace you in a heartbeat, but you should be searching for your Pavlov's hierarchy of needs when it comes to making a decision as to if you should leave or not. Stefan Joseph said, what's your secret to losing weight? Not eating shitty food to start with. And then, you know, exercising and things like that. Carmen has changed my eating habits quite a lot. And that's honestly been the key to a lot of my weight loss. How can you memorize what you learned in pen testing student INE path? You should be, listen, if you're trying to memorize stuff to learn, you're doing it wrong, right? Listen, to this day, I'm going to do this Advent of Cyber video, and I guarantee you I'm going to Google something, right? I Google stuff now, right? And I know it's because I'm getting old and I'm probably forgetful, right? I Google stuff now. Do you think I know every switch of every command that I've ever run in my entire career? Not happening. Not happening. Right? So you shouldn't memorize. Your goal shouldn't be memorizing everything, right? You need to learn how to research it. You need to learn how to find it, and that should be your driver. Right? I don't think the eJPT requires you to memorize anything. Right? This was my problem with A+ and Net Plus and Cloud Plus, is they all make you memorize, questions and answers, right? Cognitive-based memorization is literally the worst way to grade a learner on what they know and what they don't know, in my opinion. Right? I hate it. I despise it. Do you have any tips for explaining expectations to team members without being a micromanager? Absolutely. No, I love this question. Thank you so much for this question. I think the biggest thing for this one, Big Tree, right, is a couple different ways to look at it. Hey, just because I saw you post that in general chat on Discord, the clip you just took, there's actually a channel called Stream Clips that you can post that to. I'd ask that you put that in Stream Clips, and that's where we keep all the Stream Clips that are out there. So I saw you do that. Thank you so much for taking the clip of that. Post it in Stream Clips. What I typically do, right, and there's a couple different ways that I approach this. I'll call a media. As a matter of fact, I did that this week with my content directors, right? I wanted them to research something, and I explained. So my leadership style very much has me where I talk about the why, right? I explain to all my leaders why I asked them to do something. Hey, I need you to go outside and mow the lawn. I'm not really happy with our current landscaping company, so I've put a halt on paying them to do it. And so in the interim, I need you all to take turns mowing the lawn. I'll need you to do it to this standard, and you'll only be doing it until I find us a new lawn mowing company to mow the lawn, right? And then once the objective is understood, then I'll come back through and I'll follow up, be like, okay, is it reasonable for me to expect you to mow the lawn every week? And then that gives an opportunity as a leader, right, to get buy-in from your team, right? You ask them, do they think that your expectations as a leader are correct? Am I expecting, if I expect you to mow the lawn every week, is that a fair expectation of you? And if they agree to it, then they have committed to the objectives and they've committed to the timeline and they've said that your expectation is reasonable. And that gives everybody kind of a level playing field to come through and say, if it doesn't get met, whose expectations were off? Did somebody misjudge the work? Is there more work involved than what we originally planned? Was there scope creep, right? And so I work very much on this mentality where it's like, I'll tell my expectations, because as the leader, my expectations are what I have to sell to leadership. I have to sell to customers. I have to sell to the rest of the organization. I have to use my expectations to influence the rest of the organization, right? And so I'll use my expectations as a baseline, and then I'll say, is this okay for you all to meet my expectations in this time period? And I'll gather that feedback. If I'm not happy with the answer that I get, which happens, right? I've had people say, I'll say, can I get that done by the end of this month? And they're like, no, it's going to be 2 or 3 months out. And I'm like, I'm sorry, that's just not going to work. We can't wait 2 or 3 months to have this done. What is it that's going to take so long? And how do we speed this up? Is it a time issue? Is it a money issue? Is it a resource issue? Right? Those types of things, those types of questions and those types of back and forths, that's the type of that's the type of leadership style that I have. And so that's the way that I teach and I advocate to leaders. When I start a new job, right, I try very hard to tell my team, right, don't tell me no. And I don't mean that from like you have to do everything I say, but don't think in terms of no. Hey, can you mow the lawn this weekend? No, I can't. That's not right. That's not the right answer. I could mow the lawn this weekend, Neil, but previously you tasked me with washing the dishes, painting the outside of the house, and picking up all the weeds in the lawn. If I'm going to mow the lawn this weekend, I'm not going to be able to do one of those things. So which of those things is less of a priority than mowing the lawn? You see the difference? Do you see the difference in how that comes across as a leader, as a follower? Right? The answer isn't no. The answer is, okay, but where does it fit in the priority chain? Or where does it, and if the leader comes back and says, well, they're all important, you have to do them all this weekend, then you get to say, okay, then if it's a priority issue, then we need people, money, or technology to make this faster or better. Right? Do you see the logic chain that goes there as a leader? And so when you start thinking like this, the conversations you have with your team are vastly different. Vastly different. Okay? And that's how you keep from becoming a micromanager. This is the way that you work together as a team to solve problems. Cybersec Mom, super chatted. Thanks so very much. Glad to see you in chat. We are just about to pick a winner. For one of the Try Hack Me vouchers from Cybersec Mom. You do need to be in Discord. Make sure you are in Discord. Make sure your Discord name does match. Your YouTube name. Message me immediately when I call your name. First winner, Luca Chahoyt. Please message me in Discord immediately. I love talking about leadership stuff. It's super. It's something that I think. I'm glad you asked that question, Big Tree. Thank you so very much for that one. Do you drink any coffee or just tea, YouTube boss? Just tea. I don't do coffee. Awesome. I got the first winner. Look at that. I love that you all are on point. Good job. There you go. There's your 1 month Try Hack Me voucher. Congratulations on that one. We've got 3 more to give away. Don't anybody go anywhere. We've got 3 more to give away for today as well. Possibly more. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. Yes, thank you, Cybersec Mom. We do have 3 Try Hack Me vouchers that are dedicated, that did come from her. She is, a huge active part of this community, and I do truly appreciate her giving back as well. Let's see what we got here. What do you recommend, Python or JavaScript? I recommend Python. I'm a huge Python fan. I think Python is the bee's knees and the way to go, right? Definitely a huge fan of Python. How level you need to get on hands-on tools to be sure you get a job? This is when I see a question like this, right? This is a question of imposter syndrome, right? I don't think that there's you need to be like, listen, part of this stream is because we don't subscribe to the you need to be this high to ride this ride, right? Right. And so because of that, there's no right answer. There's no right answer to how much you should have to get a job. Every job is going to be different. Every job requirement is going to be different. Every interview person that you interview with is going to be different. Every company is going to be different. And so there is no one size fits all to answering this question. You should get there and do it. Do the hands-on because it gets you knowledge. And then you should be applying for jobs because you want the job, and you should let the two work itself out, because there is no one size fits all for that. That's what makes this hard question. That's what makes this question super hard, though, right? Is because, like, you're trying to say, you're trying to solve the problem of, I need to have 5 years of experience before I can get a job. And that's not how cybersecurity works. Listen, the way that, do not get confused. Listen to me. Soapbox time. Do not get confused that simply because HR people write crappy job reports, job descriptions, means that that's the reality of cybersecurity. Let me say that again. Just because HR sucks at writing job descriptions, just because hiring managers suck at writing job descriptions, doesn't mean that's the reality of cybersecurity. This gets back to what I'm saying before. Don't let other people determine your reality. We just said at the beginning of the stream, you've got folks like Josh, like Amoeba, who has no degree. I think he's got one cert. And through sheer power of will and determination, got a job as a consultant at a Big Four. Right? He didn't have a million hours of hands-on tools to get there. Right? It is right place, right time. You may not like that answer. Listen, you just sat here and heard me talk about being logical when it comes to being a leader. This is my biggest problem with this industry, is that there's nothing logical about getting a job. Right? So for all you OCD mofos out there, right, that are looking for the mathematical formula to get a job, it doesn't exist. Not me, not the cyber doctor or whatever his name is out there, right? Not the grand wizzo of cyber can give you a mathematical formula that says you balance out these equations and bam, you got a job. Right? It doesn't happen. What happens is you have to be in the right place at the right time, and you are doing these things. You're doing hands-on, you're doing certs, you're doing networking to hedge your bets in your favor. That's what I preach. That is the doctrine that I preach on getting a cybersec job. The advice that I give helps you hedge your bets so that when the opportunity presents itself to you, you have the odds forever in your favor. Right? So that's the advice that you're listening for, is do the things, learn the things, know the people, and hedge the bets in your favor. That's what I encourage you to do. Okay? Soapbox. Sorry, that's a soapbox moment for me. That's a huge soapbox moment for me. Justin says, who has the best exploit development course? I don't have the money for INE Premium right now. I don't know. Because exploit development, there is no one exploit development to rule them all. Honestly, there's no best out there. I'd say that. No code. You often mention the free stuff for training. Would you please make a list of them, all red, blue, other, and post it somewhere for everyone, updating as necessary? Thanks. Thank you for that suggestion. I will add that to the suggestion list of content that we want to create. I know Gerald Auger, if he's still in chat, I think Gerald's got a list of free cybersecurity resources. I know lots of other people. Differ Diva has a list of free cybersecurity resources. I'm not a fan I'm not a fan of doing repeats of other people's work. What I'd rather do is I'd rather do some of the free stuff and tell you what I personally think is good from my experiences. But there's like 9 million lists out there, right? That's the same reason why like I don't do Try Hack Me streams, right? Because there's 101 people out there doing Try Hack Me streams. Like, I want to teach you something that's not being taught out there. There's a lot of lists out there. Jerry's got a really good list of free stuff. I think if anything, before I do a list of free stuff, I'd rather collaborate with Jerry and put my 2 cents on Jerry's list. But you know, I'll throw my 2 cents. I'll throw my support behind Gerald Auger's free resources list. Go look at his free resources list. But happy to consider it as well. All right, let's do another giveaway real quick. We're gonna go ahead and start up another 1 month Try Hack Me voucher. This one will be coming across in chat. Okay, we're gonna do one winner for this one as well, while we continue to answer some more questions. Next to the IND learning path, how would you learn for the eJPT cert? Everything that you need for the eJPT cert, you can learn from Pen Tester Student, which for now is currently free. I saw someone mention red side Python, so I guess that means offensive Python programming. Any resources you can point me to for learning? I'm taking David Bomble's Python course. I think David's Python course is fine. Honestly, the red side of Python is really just figuring out how to do automation. And listen, people knock automation, and I still don't understand why. I've been doing this business for 20 plus years, and I don't understand why people knock automation, especially in the red team and the pen testing space, right? I saw an amazing presentation. This was back when SOAR, security orchestration, automation, and remediation was becoming hugely popular in the incident response space. And I went to Black Hat, and I saw a Phantom team give a demo in the Arsenal village about using Phantom to stand up your red team infrastructure. Right? And automating red teaming with Phantom. And that was the most innovative thing I've seen in the pen testing space in the longest time. Right? And so when you talk about like red side Python, like there's no magic behind red Python where it's like, oh, this is a red Python script. Hold on. You want red Python? Code it in red font. Boom! There it is, people. Elitist hack you'll learn all day. You want some red side Python? Use the red font color. There's no red side Python. There's no red side Python. It's using Python. Like I've got a book. I got a book out there, right? It's one of the first books I bought. This is before this. This is long ago than that, right? It was a book called Black Hat Python. I read it. You know what it was? It was writing scripts to automate stuff that you would do on a pen test anyway. Right? It's not magic. It's not magic. I think that's the biggest thing. That's why we started this stream is it's not magic. If you're learning Python and you want to quote unquote do red side Python, find you red team activities and automate them with Python. You're going to stand up, go fish, right? To do a phishing engagement, right? There's a bunch of other stuff that you're going to do after that, right? Where you're going to, sanitize all the headers. You're going to, create a default campaign. You're going to stand up some EC2 infrastructure with a website to catch everything, right? All this other stuff, right? You're going to set up your red team infrastructure. You're going to set up Empire. You're going to create your self-signed certificate for catching your reverse proxy callbacks from Cobalt Strike, right? Just use Python to automate all that stuff, right? That's your red side Python. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. Ben says, do you believe that you need to have EDR plus AV in an environment? If so, how are you talking to the challenge of don't they both do the same thing in a way that makes sense C-level? I love and I hate this conversation. Carbon Black and I talked about this extensively when they tried to rebrand their EDR as next gen AV, right? Because that's what you're talking about, right? You're talking about NGAV, right? And then Cyber Reason did its thing, and then Sentinel-1's doing its thing, and they're all basically saying we're next gen AV, we're doing AV, but it's also EDR in the same place, and blah 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 blah. They're all there trying to, you know, capitalize on the market space that the McAfee's and the Symantec's and the Defenders and, you know, Defender ATPs have and things like that. And so your plight is real. I say all that to say your plight is real, right? Because I bought EDR, and then I wanted to try to get their coup de grace when they moved it to the cloud, and they called it Threat Hunter before they changed the name on it again. And I was trying to sell them on it together. And the problem is that because the desktop support team, the desktop engineering team owned AV, I knew that I'd be going up against the AV team. It's hard. It really is hard, right? And so I don't think that there's an easy answer to this question other than talking about the fact I would just drop the AV piece of it. Honestly, I would try to, you know, if you want to take the bull head on and you want to go after dropping AV across your entire enterprise, you want to make a business case, you want to piss off the desktop engineering team because they're huge fans of whatever AV they've got in their environment, go ahead and do that. But I would just focus strictly on the EDR piece of the environment and talk about the benefits that you get from that. The way that we did it in one of the companies I worked at, that's how we approached it. We knew it had NGAV in it. We intentionally told Carbon Black not to try to sell the NGAV piece of it and to strictly focus on the threat hunting and the EDR piece of it. We got them both on the endpoint, and then over the course of a year, we put metrics together between how many threats CB's NGAV blocked versus how many threats on machines that didn't have Carbon Black on there didn't get blocked by Defender ATP. And we presented a use case at the end of the year. It ended up being very skunkworksy. We didn't tell desktop engineering we were doing it. Probably wasn't the best political decision I ever made from a corporate politics perspective, but I got my way. Right? So that's one of those times where corporate politics is your answer. It's not the answer you want, but that's the answer you need. Corporate politics right there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pick a winner for this Try Hack Me voucher. Make sure your Discord name matches your YouTube name. When I call your name, message me immediately inside of Discord, and I'll get you your Try Hack Me voucher code. Winner for this one is Bez. Message me in Discord. Could I go for mid-level rather than entry-level tech cyber tech? 10 plus years corporate work experience and sitting for AWS Cloud Prac PMPT certs next month. Entry pay is very low, and I'm the main provider for my kids. The golden handcuffs conversation. The golden handcuffs conversation is always the worst, right? Yes, 10 years corporate experience. I think it depends on how far you made it up. If you were to attain, or we were able to finagle your resume in such a way to make it look like you were a manager, right? You know, in your 10 years of corporate experience, then you could realistically expect to be a manager in cybersec, and I think that would help solve some of those issues. That one is very, it's doable. You obviously asking this question, you know, it's a hard hill to climb. So it sounds like you're willing to put in the work. But yes, if you were to put in the work and look for those types of roles, 100%, absolutely. I agree with you on entry level job role pay. The golden handcuffs are the worst. For people who are cross-training over, golden handcuffs are the worst. All right, Bez, you got about 30 seconds to message me before I give you giveaway away to somebody else. That's why I tell you all not to go anywhere, because things like this. BSAC coming through with the leadership question. On leadership, how do you motivate an employee to learn and grow more, even though you've already had a discussion with them where they've said they don't want to grow in any way? I've literally been in this exact situation, right? I call up an employee for their annual review, and they say to me, Neil, I am okay meeting expectations. I have no interest in exceeding expectations whatsoever. That is okay. You don't need to worry about motivating an employee to exceed expectations if they don't want to. If you want to go on a crusade, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Like this is my team who's listening to me in chat. This shouldn't come as a shocker to them, as I'm sure we've had similar conversations, at some point in time before, right? And I've said it before. We need ditch diggers the same way we need superstars. If you don't want to exceed expectations, then that's fine. I got plenty of ditch digging responsibilities that I'm more than happy to give you. And I'll be more than happy to give all of the other opportunities for excellence to the people who do want to exceed expectations. And that is A-okay for you to do as a manager. I think that the wrong answer is to try to motivate somebody that doesn't want to be motivated. And I would say this, I would say this to anybody. I'd say this if the CISO or the CEO or the CFO was interviewing me and asking me this question in an interview, I'd say I don't try to motivate people who don't want. Listen, if somebody doesn't want to be motivated, you're wasting your time that you could be spent with a learner, with an employee who wants to learn, who wants to exceed expectations, who has the fire in the belly. And so where is your time better spent? Right? If you don't want to be here, if you just want to do your job, collect your paycheck, go home, work your 9 to 5, okay, I will thank you for being, like, honestly, here's what I would say. As a leader, the best thing that you can hope for is this level of transparency in the people that work for you. Let me say that again. Think about this for a second. Most of you out there, right, when you go into a job, you know what you want. You want more money. But you also have this stigma where it's like, oh, I don't want to tell my boss that I want more money because then he just thinks I'm money hungry and then I'll get a bad rap for my name anyway. Think to yourself if that's the type of person you are, right? Do you know that I would rather have an employee who comes to me, and I've had this before in the past, who is clearly motivated by money, and when you openly throw money at him or her, they bend over backwards and get it done. Do you know how easy it is to leave when you know what motivates your lead? You know how easy it is to lead when you know what motivates your employees? Whether it's money, whether it's time off, whether it's the stupid little perks that most companies have, whether it's benefits. Do you know how easy it is? It's that easy. I have had employees that it's like, hey, I need this done and I'll give you X amount of money extra to do it. And they're like, done, just like that. Don't waste your time motivating people that don't want to be motivated. If they just want to be 9 to 5, use them in their 9 to 5 capacity. Bez, I do see your DM. Thank you very much for messaging me. Let me fish this one out of my DMs. I actually have this one on my DM on my phone. Just give me a second. This one is also from Cybersec Mom, coming through with the Try Hack Me voucher. There it is. All right. Coming at you, Bez, with the Try Hack Me code right now. Boom. There you go. I got 2 more of those to give away. So don't go anywhere. We'll give 2 more of those away as we go through some more questions. Do you microwave your tea? Absolutely not. That is blasphemous. We definitely do it. We definitely do it the old-fashioned way. We steep water, or we heat water up in a kettle, and then I steep it over loose leaf tea. I actually have like 3 huge pitchers of various types of loose leaf tea downstairs, and I hot pour water over my loose leaf tea. I just saw this one. I want to push this one up, right? This right here. This is what I'm talking about right here, right? Everyone is different. Know your troops and deploy them accordingly to their capabilities. Like it or not, I spent 10 years in the Air Force. I was an NCO. I've led cyber operations. I've led cyber teams, offensive and defensive, threat hunting teams. I've deployed several times. This is the only thing you ever need to know about leadership right here. Right? Everyone is different. Know your troops. Know your troops. Deploy them according to their capabilities. That's how you become an effective team. That's how you become an effective team. What's your favorite tea brand? Rishi, R-I-S-H-I, Rishi. Definitely like that one. But what about when one of team members is close to the boss? I mean, look, that's politics. That's politics. I mean, look, if you're going to try to tell me that you're going to look for a job where somebody didn't have ties to somebody in charge, you're going to be looking for a job for a long time. Right? This isn't a question about anything other than, listen, and for those of you who are like, screw politics, I'm not getting involved in cybersecurity politics. Enjoy being in the trenches for the rest of your career. That's honestly what it is. Like, I don't mean that as a slant. I'm not throwing shade on anybody that. Right? But enjoy being in the trenches. That's the only way you're ever going to avoid corporate politics. And even then, remember the old adage, poop runs downhill. And so if you're in the trenches, where does all the poop end up? And so you're going to get pooped on, right? You're going to get pooped on by everybody else playing politics over your head. Like it or not, this is the way the world works. You either have to get good at social engineering so that you can be your own little spy master, right? And get close to these people the same way that these people have. You're going to have to learn how to You're going to have to learn how to be involved in politics. You're going to have to learn how to work your resources. You're going to have to learn how to know upwards the same way that you know your peers and you know the people who work for you, right? If you're saying, oh, I'm never going to succeed because one of my peers is a close friend with the boss, you've already accepted defeat. That is just the same as saying I'm never going to get a job in cybersecurity because I don't have a CVE to my name. Right? That's as lame as that sounds when you say, oh, I'm never going to move up in this organization because this person is close with the boss. Don't defeat yourself already. Right? It's not worth it. Just since we're on the topic of expectations, is there a point where when you realize exceeding expectations is not going to level you up at a company and you should move on? Absolutely. Absolutely. You should absolutely be on the lookout for when that happens, right? Listen, I go back to, what are your needs as a learner? What are your needs as an employee? What are your needs as a thriving cybersecurity professional, wherever you're at in your career, right? Whether it's an aspiring CISO, whether it's a CISO to a GM, whether it's a pen tester to a manager role, right? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. What is that point? That point is different for everybody else. That point is vastly different for everybody else. And so what I would encourage you to do, this is why self-reflection is so important, right? This is why self-reflection is so important. Take time to yourself, right? When we talk about the mental health side, of cybersecurity, it's taking mental health breaks. It's taking a break from learning. It's taking a break from grinding at your job. It's taking a break from grinding at your skills training, right? It's taking a break from Discord. It's taking a break from live streams. Like, look, like I take mental health breaks, right? It is exhausting to do what it is that I do. And if I don't do it, I'll get burned out. And I take those mental health breaks and I self-reflect. Am I doing the right things? Am I doing it for the right reasons? Am I still happy? Listen, Carmen and I have been married for a while now, right? It feels longer than it is. I think it always does, right? But even to this day, probably on a weekly basis, we have moments on the couch where we're just sitting there next to each other, holding each other, watching TV, whatever the case is. And one of us will look at the other and be like, are you happy? Is everything good? Is there anything I can do better? Is there anything you need me to do more of? Anything you need me to do less of? That is just a healthy part of your relationship with your job that you should be doing. A healthy part of a relationship with your job. Okay? And so if you're not having that healthy check-in point with your job, I'd highly encourage you to do so. Highly encourage you to do so. All right. Well, looks like we're not going to crest 200 viewers. We've got 2 more Try Hack Me vouchers to give away. I'll give everybody an opportunity to get into Discord one more time. We're going to do both of those giveaways here in a little bit. We'll do both of those together. We'll try to crush through a couple more questions that we've got here. See, this is what happens. I get on tangents and I get on soapboxes. This is why I remind you also hit those exclamation point socials. Do follow us on social media. I do answer DMs. I also do Q&As on Instagram as well. Hey, Neil, started watching your stuff about 6 months ago. Landed my first job in the industry about 3 months ago at a smaller company and been loving every day. Super happy for you. Congratulations. Welcome to the cyber world. Psyched for the new Matrix? I don't know yet. I'm I don't have a good answer for this. I don't know if I'm afraid, right? I'm afraid. The Star Warses are a good example of this, right? I was super psyched for the Star Warses when it was Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and or Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, and all 3 of those disappointed me. And so I was highly skeptical when they did these last 3, right? Whatever the names of the last 3 were, right? Highly skeptical. I didn't end up being as disappointed with the middle 3. I didn't end up being disappointed with these 3 as I was with the middle 3, which was good. But it makes me look at something like the new Matrix and go, how skeptical should I be on this one? So I probably won't go to the theaters to watch it. I'll probably wait for it to hit iTunes, and then I'll probably watch it on iTunes. Probably watch it on iTunes. Stuns. This is 100%. Absolutely 100%. 100% on that one. All right. We're going to run the giveaway. We're going to pick 2 winners for this one. Ignore, even though it says one winner. I didn't update it. That's my bad. We're going to pick 2 winners on this one for 2 more Try Hack Me vouchers. And we're going to go back to some questions. Let's see what else we got here. Again, we answer all types of questions on this stream. Like this one. What type of tea is good for a good burst of energy? Trying to move away from Diet Pepsi and can no longer find caffeine pills in pharmacy anymore. So first and foremost, Root is my go-to energy drink. And this has come from a guy who in the military was a hardcore monster. And does anybody remember the Jolt? Little small cans of Jolt that we used to have when we deployed to the desert? Right? Realize how unhealthy those were for me. And so I moved away from those to some other energy drinks, and then we found Root. And so Root is my new, brand new, healthy, go-to, non-jittery, antrophic, whatever it's called, energy drink that does work. When it comes to tea, Earl Grey tea and masala chai tea are my 2 caffeinated teas that I go to. So I like the masala chais and I like the Earl Greys in the morning. BK, how do you deal with that someone who isn't a leader, but the team member that just doesn't pull their weight? I can't stress enough. I can't stress enough how important it is to only worry about yourself. Right? If you've got a leader that's not working out for you, you can keep your head down and just do your job. You can try to play the politics game so that the leader's leader sees who the real leader of the team is, or you can move on and go to a different location, right? But this is a personal choice problem. This isn't a what's a magic formula for how do we deal with X or how do we deal with Y. This is a personal choice problem in terms of, are you going to handle this politically? Are you going to shut up and color? That was a subliminal crayon reference for you, by the way. Are you going to shut up and color? Or are you going to move roles? Right? Because I think that's the real question that's there, right? That's the easy answer for that one, right? I wish there was a better answer because that's not the answer I want to give you, but that's reality, regrettably. I hate it when people are promoted to leaders that aren't ready to be leaders, but it happens, right? It happens, right? There are people who get promoted because they've got tenure. There are people who are promoted because they know somebody. There are people who are promoted because they were in the right place at the right time. Right? It happens. Just like you getting a job was right place, right time, people getting promoted is also right place, right time. And so you've got to figure out how you personally are going to handle this if you're going to continue to be successful in the organization. Let's see what else we got here. Again, more questions. Which brand of ear monitors are those you're wearing? I've got a box around here. I'll post a link on Twitter today. Make sure you're following him on Twitter. I'll post a link on Twitter today to the inner ear monitors that I'm wearing right now. I'll find the Amazon link that I used to buy them. High-des or something like that, I think is what they are. But I would say, here's what I'll tell you. Save your money. Save your money. I have a new pair of headphones that are coming in Monday. I haven't told anybody about this yet. Cyber secrets. But if I like them, they will replace these. And I will wear them on stream next week so that you can see them. and we'll talk about them, but don't buy these yet, even if I do post a link for them, because I may have a pair coming in Monday that might be better for these. So stand by on that one. Stand by on that one. Let's see here. This looks like a good one. I have 1.5 years of experience in telecom and cloud sales, looking for transition to cybersecurity, confused between bug bounty, show off on CV for getting noticed, and genuine pen testing. I don't know why that needs to be, I don't know why you're confused between the two. My recommendations, right, are always that if you're trying to transition into cybersecurity and your interest is in pen testing, you should be doing bug bounty as a lead-in into pen testing, right? It's free, it's low cost, you can do it as a gig mentality on the side right now. Like, there's no reason not to do it. There's no reason legitimately not to be in bug bounty right now if you're trying to get into pen testing. Listen, I've got a short out there. If you need it, go find the short on YouTube, put it on repeat, and remind yourself that bug bounties are just unpaid pen test. And you can still show off on your CV that you're doing bug bounties even if you don't find a bug. There's a clip in the stream clips section that talks about who the biggest gatekeeper is. You know who the biggest gatekeeper is? You. You are your biggest gatekeeper in getting cybersecurity, because you're saying to yourself with this question that you aren't good enough to be a pen tester until you have a CVE. That's what you're saying. You're saying to yourself that you can't be in a pen test until you found something on a bug bounty. You're gatekeeping yourself. You are gatekeeping yourself. Because if you think that every pen test requires you to find a vulnerability, you don't understand pen testing. You do not understand pen testing. It's the bottom line, right? So do both. Because bug bounties are unpaid pen tests that BugCrowd, HackerOne, Cobalt.io, and Synac have all authorized you through their platform to do as unpaid pen test. Think about that for a second. All of y'all complaining about unpaid internships, right? Go do unpaid pen test for HackerOne, BugCrowd, and Synac and Cobalt.io and put them on your CV, because that's all it is unpaid pen test. Be real with yourself. Don't gatekeep yourself. That's all I got to say. All right, we're going to pick 2 winners. Make sure you message me in Discord. Make sure your LinkedIn name. Make sure your Discord name matches your YouTube name, and I will give you your 2 Try Hack Me vouchers right here on the spot. Let's pick 2 winners. First winner is Freakacode Cola. Nice name. And the second winner is Pavan Vradrevu. Please message me in Discord to claim your Try Hack Me vouchers. Why is pen testing hard? Depends on which part of hard you're talking about, right? Depends on which part of hard. Why is it hard to get into? It's hard to get into because there is more supply than there is demand. Let me say that again for those in the back. It's hard to get into because there's more supply than there is demand. What does Thanos say? Simple mathematics. Why is it hard to do? Because everybody thinks that owning a domain controller is the only thing that matters to a CFO. And because you don't understand how to talk to a CFO, you don't understand pen testing. Those are the 2 reasons why pen testing is hard. in Neil's personal opinion. I got Freak a Code here. Let's get you your Try Hack Me voucher. Boom. There you go, Freak a Code. Enjoy that Try Hack Me voucher. Just waiting on Pavan right now, or we will re-roll. What Hack 5 tools are a must-have? I don't think that there's any that are a must-have. Again, I'm a very objective-based, type of person. I bought tools that I needed to achieve specific pen testing objectives. Right? And so whatever it is that you want to do it. I did a video with David. It's got my list of tools that I've used on various physical pen tests. Feel free to go reference that video to see how I learned and solved different problems with those tools. But I don't think any of them are a must-have. Neil, can you make a video about cyber defense in a more technical way? I'm really interested in it. I have asked, I did a poll earlier this year. One of the changes that I'm looking at for making for 22 is to, again, do some more hands-on technical stuff for the community. And again, I want to do it different than what's being done out there. And so those are the two challenges that me and the team are working on so that we can provide you value and do it in a unique and differentiating way. I hate doing what everybody else is doing. All right, Pavan, if you can't hear me, you message me in the next 30 seconds or we're going to re-roll for your giveaway. Let's see what else we got here. Nate J says, is it worth to take the time to get an AWS SAA over CCP if I'm just doing it to be well-rounded, looking to get on the networking team by spring from the help desk, and the goal is pen testing? I wouldn't go all the way up to SAA. I think CCP is fine. Although CCP, I've heard from Brooks, right, which, came from Amazon. I heard CCP was garbage, which is why when we set out to do our certification, we wanted to do something better than that. So I think CCP is probably fine. It looks good on a resume. SAA, if you're like super into like wanting to do it, that's kind of what I would say. All right, we're going to re-roll because I didn't get a message from Pav and pick the second winner. DF, I think I've seen you in chat already, DF. Message me on Discord, DF, for your 1 month Try Hack Me voucher. Should I use a VM for Home Lab or bare bones for Kali Linux? VM. I am not a fan of using Kali as bare bone. It's not an operating system. It's not an operating system that you put on something that you run bare bones and you check your email with. No. Put it in a VM. Kali or Parrot or Slingshot. Again, tools in a toolbox, folks. Tools in a toolbox. Whenever you ask a question to me or to anybody else in the community, ask your question as if somebody was asking you, should they use a Phillips head or a flathead screwdriver? I said it. Does anybody got an answer for me? Should I use a Phillips or a flathead screwdriver? Can anybody answer that question? Should I use it? Hey, chat, I'm gonna run a poll. Phillips or flathead? You see? You see how it sounds? See how it sounds? That's what you're asking, right? You're asking about tools. Don't ask about tools, because tools change all the time. Tools change constantly, right? Tools come and tools go. Tools are invented every day, right? What matters is it the right tool for the job? Does it fit your needs? Do you know how to use it? Do you know how to use it safely and correctly? Right? Learn how to put tools in a toolbox and to use those tools effectively. All right, DF has not messaged either. So we're going to pick another winner. This is why it's so important for everybody not to leave, right? This is what happens. Air Or, I love that name. Air Or, I answered one of your questions on stream. Hopefully you're still in chat. Message me on Discord to claim your prize. I'm a stay-at-home mom, now looking to get into cybersecurity. What can I do to stand out on my CV? I have limited work experience in school, have A+, Google IT support professional certs, Net Plus in programming. Go watch. Thank you for joining the chat, introverted extrovert. Go out and watch my career hacking playlist, right? It has hacking your LinkedIn, hacking your resume 1, and hacking your resume 2, right? Those 3 videos will help you answer your question. It's 6 hours worth of content. So lots of content out there, 6 hours worth of content for you to watch that will help you in that regard. All right. Error, thank you very much. I got your message. I see you. Let's give you your Try Hack Me voucher. Boom. There you go. Given out in chat. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you all very much for everybody. Thank you very much for participating in today's Tea with a Hacker. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we didn't hit our concurrent viewership goal, so we will not be giving out an INE premium sub today. Darn, I was actually really looking forward to that one. So just keep in mind, that does mean that sometime between now and the end of the month, we do have an INE premium sub to give out, karaquery.ai. So be on the lookout for that. As of right now, Monday stream is still on, Wednesday stream is still on, and next Friday stream is still on. All the streams are still on. This is why it's important to stay tuned into Discord. Make sure that you are paying attention to Discord whenever we do make changes to the schedule. Listen, y'all are awesome. Like, dead serious. I love every single one of you. I love this community. This community is here to support you. Go look at the success stories. Go look at the people who are getting jobs, right, because of participating in this community. We are a community to help you be in cybersecurity. We are a community of professionals. We have everybody, whether you've been in for cybersecurity for 5 minutes or 50 years. We've got all walks of life of experience for everybody. We are a welcoming community. We want you, and we want you to be part of this team, okay? Listen. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank our partners for providing prizes and discounts to you. Please hit those exclamation point partners. Please hit exclamation point socials. Follow me on all my social media accounts. And listen, whether you're on the red side, whether you're on the blue side, whether you're still deciding, keep learning. And we'll see you Monday.
You just don't get it, it's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible, too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo, you gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove, I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon, and I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision, but no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction, cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that.